There's this dude online, like I don't even want to recommend his videos, but he brought certain truths. Like for instance, most of his videos were, I know you guys are all you butthurt about the Illuminati, but I'm going to tell you something you don't want to hear. The Illuminati are the good guys. And he'd be like, yes, they're the good guys, and it's the stupid fucking sheep that are the problem. And all the Illuminati are doing are managing these sheeple, so to speak, because they would destroy everything if they weren't controlled and manipulated. And Bill Cooper talked a lot about that as well. But this dude was like just hardcore. This is my truth. I don't give a fuck if it offends you. He goes, I hate everybody. He goes, I hate all races. I hate women. I hate men. Like I hate everybody. Like, so I don't want to hear any of your stupid fucking letters and blah, blah, blah. And he would just like be like, yeah, the Illuminati are the fucking good guys. And he had a very workable knowledge of like the occult. And another thing he taught me, because he usually didn't speak in his videos, he had text go across the screen. And the text was like just jumbles of words. Like he didn't give a fuck about grammar or spelling, or it was like jumbles of words. And I'm sure you guys come across this on the internet before, where they show you like a sentence and it might have each word might have the first and last letter of, the word, and they spell out a sentence, but all the letters in the middle are just jumbled. Mm-hmm. It's just the amount of letters in the word and how the words come together. And you can figure out what something says without grammar or without
spelling, right?
Spelling. It's just the patterns. Yeah. And that's the truth. But he was saying he would go farther. I do this on purpose because I know most of you fucking retards are the minute you saw something misspelled or like in the not the correct grammar, you stop listening to me. So fuck you, move on. And he would just, this is not for you. Like, you are one of the sheeple I'm talking about. I hope the Illuminati does kill you. Fuck off. And he was saying, look, all these fucking retards are bound by structure. Like, that's not the truth. There is no truth in words. Like, the words are just a convenient communication tool. Like, there's no fucking truth there. There's no truth in information. Like, there is truth, but it's on a quote unquote occult level. And I immediately knew what he was talking about. And he would say, yeah, all these sheep, they're under spells, words, spelling. They're under spells, and purposely, so they are controlled, so that society can function. And so I can have a life and seek my truth and spirituality, and you can, and the rest of these people are just fucking slaves. Fuck them. Like, they'll literally destroy everything if they weren't controlled. And it resonated with me. I'm like, yeah, like, fuck these people. Like, they're fucking retards. Like, and you can see that if you contemplate or think in your own self, and this has happened in me, and I know it happens to a higher degree in other people. Like, if somebody says something out of grammar or misspells something, there's like an energy that's brought up inside you, and that's all you focus on now, instead of what the context of what they're talking about is. The context, they're wrong, pops up because they're wrong, because the words, the spelling, like. And that's the one of the biggest occult secrets, is that everybody is under a spell and controlled. And there's many ways this is done. Language is the biggest, of course, but religion, quote unquote science, like so many different, scientism, politics. Basically what they do is they get you focused on the symbols, and then they move the symbols around, and they control you by moving the symbols around. So you literally become like a chess piece. And this happens on the individual level, but it's more, the more they care about, it's not so much the individual level, but the individuals come together in a mass to make up the bigger. So you have the right wing, the left wing, the Christians, the Buddhists, the fucking whatever. And, or they'll the Bible, the reason you swear on a Bible in court is because you are programmed to believe that the Bible is the word of God and that is the truth. And so you swear upon the Bible, you swear upon what you think is holy, but it's just a symbol. It's just a spell. Like so yeah, I learned a lot about stuff like that. And the guy, would teach about Stonehenge and how it was used as a clock or a computer. It's like an ancient computer to calculate the solar eclipse in particular, and how he claims like civilization came about. And I've heard other variations of this, but he claims back in the day, and this was told in like 2001 Space Odyssey, with the monkeys, the primitive man, then that scene in the beginning, that people were just in tribes. They were kind of like living kind of like animals, and Genesis, they, talk about the Garden of Eden, blah, 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 blah. And how civilization was created was that some guy figured out that solar eclipses happened and he could predict it. And he knew when it was going to come. And you see this in 2001 Space Odyssey, where the one monkey, he's always looking up at the moon. And in the book, if you read the book, he's called the Moon Watcher. And he figured out that when the eclipse was going to happen, so he went to the other people in the tribe, and everybody kind of just, there wasn't, they kind of fell into a hierarchy like animals, like alpha males and beta males and shit like that. But there was no like king. There was no like priest. This guy figured out that the eclipse is going to happen. So you went to the other people and you said, the eclipse is going to happen. If you don't give me, I know how to make it like stop. His narrative allegedly was the snake god is going to eat the sun, and we're going to fall into infinite darkness unless you give me power. And then I'll do the magical ritual, and the snake god will let go of the sun. And the people were like, man, you're crazy. What the fuck is this guy on about? And then the eclipse started happening. He's like, look, I told you, the snake god, he's eating the sun. They're like, holy shit, he knew. How do you know? And then he gave him he's like, give me the power right now. Make me king. And I'll do my ritual and make the snake guy go away. And so they're like, fuck yeah, we're all gonna die. Oh my God. And so he gave the power. They all gave the power to this guy. And then he went booga, 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 or whatever. And the eclipse finished. And they're like, oh my God, the sun came back. Thank God. And then because this guy was able to master a lot of the structural things that were happening in this realm, he became the first priest class. And I've heard it told in other ways about, one guy figured out how to harness fire, and, there's many different ways they teach this, but the general concept is the same, that when you figured out certain occult stuff, you can use that to manipulate the people who are not in the know. And so the Illuminati arts were born, and civilization started to arise, because the biggest thing that the occultists learned is that you can manipulate the symbols and you just have everybody attached to the symbols. And because they're, the old Jungian thing that people don't have belief systems have people, which is actually a closer version of the truth. And if you manipulate these symbols and use hidden knowledge, so to speak, you can get people to do things that they wouldn't do. And so civilization was born.